So I was laying in my bed, reminiscing about how good we had it when it came to cartoons and shows back in the day. And one show came right in my mind when thinking about that, and that show was Beyblade.
Beyblade, let it rip. Let's fight an epic battle. Face off and spin the metal. No time for doubt now.
That show was so fun. I love the battles, I love the corniness, I love the cheesiness, but I love one thing in particular more than everything else. Some of the best things in older cartoons was a badass character, and that badass character that I loved, that carried the show for me, was Ryuga. Now, Ryuga is the GOAT. This video is going to be about how he's the GOAT. Now, I mean, he has done so much to amplify the villain character in these shows, and a lot of shows don't know or haven't replicated that entire thing, especially later on in today. Like, shows can't make a Ryuga as a character anymore. They don't know how. And a lot of the reasons why he's so goated is because he just doesn't take L's. He's a demon. He doesn't take L's. And when he does, it's plot. Bullshit. I mean, like, Jenga beating him was bullshit. Good moment. You know what I mean? They gave him the spirit bomb. But, like, it's honestly, it's bullshit. Like, Ryuga should have won. Like, Ryuga throughout the entire series is just the dub machine, and that's what made him so cool. You know, he comes in and he immediately takes out the main character. A lot of shows, even when establishing their main villain, don't take out the main character the way he did. Like, it was methodical. He was laughing in his face, and like, even after beating him, he left trauma in Jenga's heart. Like, he left trauma in that man's heart from what he did to his dad and then what he did to him. And so the entire show is basically the main character trying to catch the villain of the show. That's crazy work. It's crazy work. The main character, the final boss, the guy that was destroying everyone before we met Ryuga, comes in and he ruins Jenka's perspective on life. I mean, like, he can't even win after a lot. He takes a lot of L's after Ryuga because he loses his confidence, he loses himself, and that's what a good villain does. But the best thing about Ryuga isn't even just he's a villain. It's he's a character that is ever evolving, and he doesn't get trashed on later on. You know, the writers knew what they had with him, because they, even after Jenga gives him his first L, he grows and he improves. He tries to become stronger because he doesn't want to lose again. He wants to improve as a character, and he does. Like, every time we meet him, he, after Metal Fusion, he's beating people. He's beating the best people, like Jack. With that crazy fight, Ryuga steps in. Everyone is scared of Jack. He's peacocking everywhere, and then Ryuga steps in and demolishes him. He threw a Beyblade into a city and flying in the sky and murked it. Like, they gave Ryuga great moments even after the loss, and a lot of shows don't do that. They just don't prop up villains that lose like that, you know. And they just did a really good job with Ryuga. And you think you can't improve more on a character like Ryuga, but then in the last season of the show, they have him not only develop as a character, because, you know, him and Kenta moments, and he's hanging around Kenta, and then he's learning to grow a heart. Like, his character growth was really good, from villain to like anti-hero to hero at the end when he fights Nemesis. Like, he's constantly growing. But not only is he constantly growing, he's also beating the main character. He comes back and has a 2-1 lead on the main character of the show. He ends the series with a win record on the main character. It's crazy. Kyoya, the Vegeta of the show, doesn't even have that. He doesn't have even close to that. It's insane how they treated Ryuga in the show, and a lot of shows need to treat characters just like Ryuga. What do you guys think?